This is the Stephanie Miller Show. I am Jody Hamilton, sitting in for Ms. Miller, who is on her birthday vacation.
That's right.
Thanks for all the love to her and her birthday wishes yesterday. She appreciated it, I am sure. It is 6 minutes after the hour. 323-410-0458. And that was...
We think the phones are working.
We think that mine looks like yours. So
yeah. So
hopefully
that's good.
Looks
like we're connected.
Just connected on my end.
Sorry, see, there we go. And
yesterday we had gremlins in the machine.
We did.
Everywhere.
Well, and then on Monday we had the gremlin with camera 2.
Yeah.
So,
but that's on me
fine.
now. Hi.
That's been fixed. So we're happy about that. We have Carl Frisch, Dr. Doom, and Dana Goldberg today.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting. I've never spoken to Dr. Doom all by myself.
Okay. He's fun.
He's not scary.
You sure?
He's not scary at all.
Well, is Dr. Irwin Redlener.
I know,
okay.
but he's Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
And we have many things to talk to him about. But Jen Psaki was referring to the Biden agenda with regard to what she was answering. She was being bombarded with, do you think this is going to work? You know, sausage is difficult to make.
It is.
And like the Affordable Care Act, what's happening with the Build Back Better bill is a lot of sausage making. And unfortunately, though, you've got Kirsten Sinema, who won't tell her colleagues what she wants. So you can't negotiate with somebody when they don't tell you what they need.
Their demands.
Yeah, give me your demands. Because she's met with the president on a number of occasions already. In fact, he didn't even go to Chicago yesterday to continue talking with her.
Right.
Like, what's the problem with this? What don't you like? Because Manchin has been talking to them about what he doesn't like in this. Because I think he wants something to be passed. He may not like the price tag as it is, even though it's paid for. But I mean, she's known to be opaque is the word that people are using. And she's refused to deliver specifics on what she would like to see in the reconciliation package. And the comments that have leaked a resistance to any and all hikes in the corporate or personal income taxes. Any and all? We're not even going back to what it was when Trump came into office at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had my way, we would go back to before, certainly before Reagan cut everything down.
Here's my thing with Sinema. She's trying to be a maverick like
McCain.
like John McCain.
But he worked with people.
But she's doing it with a lot less skill.
And he also did negotiate with people.
Right, right. He was a maverick, but he worked with people. She's just a maverick for the sake of being a maverick.
Yeah. Ro Khanna was quoted as saying, this is basically the entire House Democratic caucus on one side, 48 senators on one side, the president on one side, and really the obstacle is Sinema. I mean, it's really that simple. And I agree.
Yeah.
The president has leaned on Sinema to give a number. She hasn't. He's leaned in on giving a framework. She hasn't. Leaned in on discussing it in detail. She hasn't. So why is she there? I just don't understand it. In fact, she said something really stupid to her colleagues, to a press. She actually spoke to the press for a half a second the other day.
All right.
What do you say that progressives that are frustrated that they don't know where you are?
I'm in the Senate.
The progressives? There are progressives within the Senate that are frustrated that they don't know where you are either.
I'm like literally right here at the elevator.
I'm right by the elevator. I mean, how snarky is that? And just like childish is what that is. Look, lady. Look, lady.
Yeah, she's not doing the work of the people.
Especially not.
Not at all.
Not at all. And she's holding up the rest of the country. Right. She represents Arizona.
Right.
So she and Mark Kelly, or she and Joe Manchin, or she and anybody. Hi, California. Huge state. And she's holding up us. And the rest of the country. She's not the president.
Right.
And neither is Joe Manchin. And they need to, I know he's starting to work with them because I think he does want something to happen. Because it's going to help his state especially.
Sure.
His state is in dire need of stuff. The interesting thing is that the deadline that has been imposed upon Pelosi is just her own, and it's their own deadlines.
Yeah.
Nobody else is putting this on them. I mean, it should be
Right.
done before the midterms because for obvious reasons, and the sooner the better. But centrist Democrats have insisted that the House pass the bipartisan bill this week, and vote was scheduled for today, but most likely it's not going to happen today.
Right.
Pelosi's was
At least at least our debt ceiling was raised.
no, it wasn't.
Yes.
The
Well,
continuing
it's-
resolution, the
it has to go to
debt
the House
ceiling.
now.
Well, yeah, but it looks like it will be at least until December.
Yes, that's a continuing resolution, not the debt ceiling. It
Right.
has yet to
Okay.
be raised.
Okay.
That's the problem we're going to push.
Push it off. And you know what? Let's focus on other things if we can push that off until December. I think
Well-
that was a good,
No, that was a very smart move
Yeah.
on Schumer's part
Yeah.
to just do a clean CR. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But Pelosi was asked if she was specifically saying there had to be an agreement on the budget bill text before the infrastructure vote, and she said she wanted things done simultaneously, but they're struggling to reach an agreement because of the crazy blonde lady from Arizona. And I love what Pelosi said. She said, "I can't keep a commitment that the Senate has made impossible to do. What I've also said is we're not proceeding on anything that doesn't have agreement with the House and the Senate." Manchin said, for his part, that the legislative language won't happen by today.
Right.
But all we need to do is pass a bipartisan infrastructure bill. See, I don't know why the moderates want to pass one before the other. Why does that matter to them? It's arbitrary. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
I think it's just because that's their priority, and they want to prove that we can actually get something done.
Bipartisanly?
Moderates are a little bit more old school in their approach to
Yeah.
DC.
And I think they also see the infrastructure bill as a lot more necessary than the other one, so they want to make sure the infrastructure bill gets done. That is exactly what Biden promised to the country. That was his number one promise, was to get an infrastructure bill done. They want to make sure that that is done, and then they can work on the other stuff.
Well, Bernie Sanders told reporters that the House should delay its infrastructure vote if the budget bill's not done by tomorrow. So Biden's giving Pelosi some cover. I don't think that there's any God-given about tomorrow. I think that what in fact needs to happen is that the Senate needs to pass a strong reconciliation bill, and then the House can pass an infrastructure bill. I was never a great fan of picking a particular date in the House. If that's pushed back, I think it's fine. So he's giving Pelosi some cover
I think that's a good idea.
to delay
Because
it.
the date of what, today? That was always arbitrary.
Yeah, it's always arbitrary.
Yeah, it was always set to the end of the fiscal year, but that doesn't mean anything with this. It means something with the CR.
The CR means something way
Exactly.
more than a budget bill.
Exactly. So that needed to be done immediately. The date of September 30th was always arbitrary for the infrastructure bill and for the budget thing.
Absolutely, and we'll
The
talk
budget thingy.
the budget thingamabobble.
Yeah.
I do think one part of the reconciliation bill is that they want to get it in this year.
Yes.
So that they can save something for next year that they can do in reconciliation next year.
Exactly, because they were allowed to do a second reconciliation bill this year.
Right.
So they need to get it done before the end of the year for that reason, if
So
nothing
that's the ticking
else.
clock on that.
Right. And again, with regard to the continuing resolution, basically it's a clean bill, which is what Turtle wanted.
McConnell.
And they got it.
Not Turtle from Entourage.
Oh, no. Mick Turtle, sorry. They opposed the bill because it included an extension on the debt ceiling, which is ridiculous. The Senate's resolution does not include the debt limit. It does include, however, money to resettle Afghan refugees and disaster aid for victims of Hurricane Ida. This is very interesting. Another potential sticking point remains Republicans are pushing to include money for the Iron Dome, which is Israel's military defense system. The funding was stripped out of the House bill because of opposition from progressive, but the House did pass a separate defense bill, which makes more sense for that money to be included in
Right.
some sort of a defense
Yes.
bill. They put that in the bill with 420 to 9 voting for it. So anybody that says a lot of progressives in the House of Representatives are against the Iron Dome, they are not. Get over yourselves.
Yeah.
But now Republicans want the government funding bill to include Iron Dome. So I don't. That's politics.
Yeah.
That's not about the money being allocated.
Right.
It's about where it's allocated.
It's going to be interesting to see how the vote turns out if and when this goes back to the House. because then we're going to have to see if Republicans will actually vote on this continuing resolution or not, or if they're just going to be obstructionists.
Well, they already voted on that's in December, yeah, because they'll have to vote again in December. The thing is so that they want hold on, let me double check here. They want the government funding bill to include Iron Dome. All right, if you want Iron Dome, then we want a debt ceiling increase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you do that. You get neither one in it, or you get them both in it. Mm-hmm. You don't get Iron Dome and not debt ceiling. That's the negotiation. I mean, that's kind of simple, because the Iron Dome is already allocated for in another bill, so there's no reason for it to be put in two different bills.
I mean, do we even need to do a commercial for the Steph store? I mean, the shirts are flying off the right. Look at this. Look at it. Get your face
Look at that.
Get your face up there. Look. We have them for Team Pfizer, Team J&J. We are all Team Vaccine here. We have amazing.
That's right.
And you can get it on everything. Right, Chris? Not just shirts.
Bath mats, shower curtains. You can get it on art, a clock. You can get
Duvet.
a selfie bomb on a clock.
We have Stephanie Miller swag. We have sexy liberal swag. And, of course, all the vaccine shirts. Get it now. StephanieMiller.com. Whee!